tutorial, my first tutorial on YouTube. I'm gonna be doing this look for you guys, and I just look back on the video I just made, and it's not the most perfect video in the world. I keep going in and out, but you get the details. So if you would like to see the rest of the look, stay tuned, subscribe, like if you like it so I know what kind of stuff y'all like. And if you have any kind of suggestions, any inspirations that you'd like me to redo, put it down in the comments and I will get back to you. And without any other delay, we'll get right into this tutorial for you guys. So first off, I'm going to take my soft ochre longwear paint pot by MAC. Paint pot. Now, the brush that I like to use to put on this particular product is this brush. Any other concealer brush could do. If you don't have this brush, then another one that I could recommend, that is the MAC brush. And this is number 252. It looks like this, and I would suggest putting it on with this brush. I just dip it into my paint pot like this, and I start applying. I apply downwards because it's just easier to blend in with my finger once I've applied it. And I pat it in after I apply it with the brush. Alright, once I've applied my primer, I'm going to go ahead and just set it with a little bit of powder in the crease area. I like to use the NYX number 16 brush, which is kind of a poofy brush that looks like this. I'm taking my Mercier translucent setting powder to apply into this area of my eye. So just above the crease. I am going to take the KaBrow by Benefit in the number 4. I'm going to take my NYX number 18 brush, which looks like this double-ended brush. I go into first the sparse areas in my brow. So sparse areas being the top of my brow for sure. So I just curve downwards for my angle. I like to go, now I gotta dip some more in because I use a lot down there. I'm going to dip some more in and just work underneath the arch of my brow. And then the end. Once I'm finished with that, I am going to go in with e.l.f. concealer brush. It's really tiny and detailed, so it actually works really nicely with concealer. For my concealer, I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain. So that is this right here. And then first, I'm going to work underneath my brow. I use my fingers just to soften that out. Same thing on the top. That is how I do my brows. So my brows are done. I'm gonna go into the Naked palette now. So for the eye makeup part, I'm gonna do a voiceover. Enjoy.
So firstly, I'm going to take this number 16 brush from NYX, and I'm going to be taking the color Golden Ochre from the Anastasia palette. I'm going to be using that in a wind wiper motion right across just above my crease to create that transition color. And I'm just going to be smoothing it out. Then I'm going to go in with Real Gar from that same palette and go over that color just to deepen it a little bit because this is a more warmer toned look. Next, I'm going to be taking my Naked Heat palette. Of course, it's so gorgeous. I'm going to be taking the color He Devil, and I'm going to be applying it right in the outer corner of my eye and bringing that in, but not all the way because we are doing a halo orangish, red, smoky kind of look. And then I'm going to be taking that same color and putting it in the inner corner of my eye to create that halo effect with this staple transition color for this look. Just replicating on the other side. Then I'm going to go in with the color Ashes, and I'm going to be patting that down with my number 13 NYX brush. I'm just going to be patting it into the outer corner of my eye and just deepening that color with that color Ashes. I'm also going to be putting that same color very lightly in the inner corner of my eye. Again, not bringing it in all the way in because we do want to keep it nice and smoky. Now I'm going to actually connect the two, but over top in the crease area. Again, that wind wiper motion that's going to be connecting them and blending it in at the same time. And I'm just blending that in again. Now I'm going to take the color Cayenne in the Naked Heat palette. I'm going to be taking that number 16 brush again, and over top of what we just did to create that halo with Ashes, I'm going to be putting Cayenne on top of that to really transition and smoke it out. I'm going to also put Love Letter on top just to give it a little bit of a pink tint to it, because the pink does bring the warmer colors in perfectly. So I'm going to repeat that on the next side. Now I'm going to be taking my Kat Von D concealer in the color M25, and I'm going to be going in to create that really nice pop of color highlighted look. And in order to achieve that nice popped out kind of like out there gold color, I'm first going to create where it's going to be put. So I'm going to cut the crease in a square shape. So right now I'm just working really close to the crease. I have a hooded eye, so I go a little bit above my crease to create more depth and more eye space. Now I'm just going to square it off from one side, which I've already done, and now from the other, as I'm doing right now. And then once I've completed both sides, I'm going back in with my 16 floofy brush and just blending whatever is residual left of the shadow. I'm blending it over top on both sides. I only showed you one side, but you go into the inner corner as well to blend. Now I'm going to be taking the color Lumber from the Naked Heat palette. I'm going to be putting that into the on top of the concealer by Kat Von D, and I'm going to be using the Real Techniques by Sam and Nick shading brush for that. Now I'm going to be taking the color Primavera from Modern Renaissance. Using my finger, I'm going to pick it up and place it in the middle of that halo to bring that part of the halo out a little bit more and create that dimension. Using He Devil again from the Naked Heat palette, I'm going to just blend all of the outer corners in a little bit more towards the halo to really just create that blended effect, but still keeping that pop of color in place. And then I want to highlight my brow bone using my blending eye brush by e.l.f. and that color Ounce from the Naked Heat palette. And I'm just blending that downwards a little bit too. I'm also going to be cleaning up the fallout that's left over using a makeup remover wipe so we can just get a crisp, clean edge off. And I just want to be creating that crisp area for the liner. So now that that's finished, we're going to go in with our inner eyeliner. So inside the Waterline Eyeliner Pencil by NYX. It's the color black, and I'm just going to be putting that in the inside of my eye at the bottom. I'm also going to be doing this at the top as well. So I'm just going to use the bottom of any of a thin brush that I have to pull up my lid because I don't want to touch it to get any transfer of my color on it. So I'm just going to be using the bottom of that, and I'm going to be looking down and just shading that all in with the kohl. It's actually not a kohl, it's like a liner. Now I'm going to be taking my Stila liquid liner and creating, of course, an amazing eyeliner winged look. So my lashes look fleeky when I put it on. So I'm going to be taking it from the inner corner and then bringing it outwards like I did. And now I'm just bringing from the outwards in to create my first line so it's smooth and perfect. Now I'm going to be taking it from the outer corner and up towards my temple area. So not towards the end of my brow, more towards my temple area to create a bigger eye for myself because I already have small eyes. I don't want to make them any smaller. So I'm just working that out towards my temple area now, extending my liner just a little bit so I get that big eyeliner look like I always like. And it actually helps define the eye look even more and pop that color out because you have that black and gold contrast. So I'm working on the other eyeliner. I'm almost done. And to even out my eyeliner, I just kind of use my temple area as a guidance as to where I'm leading my liner. And looking down really helps. Curling my lashes now and applying my Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara. That is not waterproof because I like to use the non-waterproof. It comes off easier because the waterproof is waterproof when it says it's waterproof. So now I'm just finishing up the other eye mascara and doing my bottom left.
So I'm just done my eye look that I used only 2 palettes, Modern Renaissance and Naked Heat. I just did my eyeliner and brows, of course, and then I did my mascara 1 coat only. We're gonna go in right now and we're gonna do our foundation. So I'm gonna dive right into my foundation routine now. First of all, I like to start with a little something called MAC corrector, cream corrector in the color orange. I don't know if MAC sells this anymore. My sister gave this to me as a present years ago. Still going strong, really good and creamy and nice, and I like it. The best substitution for this that I have ever met in my life was LA Girl Pro Conceal and Papaya Becca Cosmetics. Those two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead using my finger in this nice color corrector. Only a little bit pick up on my hand, and just going to pat this underneath my eye where I have the most dark circles. I like to use the Estee Edit Beam Team, and I don't really use primer, but my makeup stays all day on. Yeah. So I'm going to put this on my face, just rub it in because it is a moisturizer. I am going to go over top of this with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Pure Beige. I'm just going to put that on top of the orange.
And I'm just tapping that color into my eye, under my eye, just to mix the 2 colors together. Next, I'm taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the 604 color Milk. And I'm putting that into the most darkest area of my eyes to really bring that, lighten it up. I'm also now going to take my favorite, although I shouldn't say this, it's a really, really good foundation, and it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I use the color Cashew. I dot it all over my face, as you see right now, and then I go in with my Salmon Nick Real Techniques Foundation Expert Face Brush and blend that into my skin, really buffing it in at the same time to create that flawless finish, because I do have some pimples, some redness, some bumps, and I just want to really give it an airbrush finish. So once I'm done blending it, it looks like this. Beautiful. And next I'm going to take my beauty blender and just go over that a little bit with my damp beauty blender, just to really give it, again, that airbrush finish. But this will get rid of any brush strokes, so that's what's so beautiful about it. Going in with the color Porcelain from LA Girl Pro, the concealer, I'm going to be highlighting underneath my eyes on both sides. I'm going to be taking it out in from the inner corner of my eye outside, and then I'm going to be beauty blending that out so it's going to look more highlighted. But you don't need a lot because this is the lightest color in LA Girl Pro, so I'm not using too much. I'm going to be putting it on my forehead and just down the middle of my nose. And once I am finished with this beauty blender time, I'm going to be using the beauty blender, blending it all in, bouncing it on the areas that I want it to blend out. And just make sure your beauty blender is damp enough so it doesn't absorb too much product. And I'm working it up the nose, and I'm just really tapping it with the corner so it doesn't spread too much, because it is my highlight and I don't want everything to be highlighted. Next, I'm taking the Ben Nye Banana Powder and baking underneath my eye, using like a really good amount. I'm sorry this is out of frame a little bit. I didn't realize it would be, but I'm just literally going over the part that I blended with the LA Girl Pro concealer was, and I'm using the same beauty blender. Again, I'm picking up enough product that it's gonna really bake, and then I'm just going to down the sides of my nose, and I'm creating that slender nose look. My nose is a little bit crooked, so it goes towards, like, that would be like if you're viewing it towards your left a little bit, so I have to really contour it to make it look straight and to give it that snatched look. Now I'm going in with the powder brush that I got from the drugstore. It's called B4Y, and it's Beauty For You, and it's just a regular powder brush. Any brush will do, and I'm just putting that Ben Nye Banana Powder all over my face because I am very yellow. I'm putting it all over my forehead too. I'm taking the Hoola bronzer next and my Sonia Kashuk bronzing brush, and I'm just going to be going into my cheekbone area. I use this as a contour. It works really well, especially in the summertime when I'm hella bronzed, because I am tan. Yes, brown people get tan too. So I'm just putting that along my cheekbones and really blending it out. And I don't like that crisp look, so I really don't cut it with powder at the end. So I'm now putting it on my jawline to contour that area. I've already put it on my forehead a little bit. And now I'm taking that same brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics that I used for my brow. I'm actually using that shading brush in my nose area to contour my nose. I like to use that smaller brush because that'll really give me that, like, that achieved straight line kind of a look. I don't like to make my nose look too straight because then I feel like it kind of looks almost fake. But I do like to achieve some definition in my nose. And it is pretty crooked, so I try to contour it the best I can without making it look like it's too much. And I'm just putting some shade into the outside of my nose right now. Just bringing it in a little bit. And I think that is enough powder around there. That is perfect. Now I'm going to take my blush brush from Real Techniques, again by Sam and Nick, and using my Dolce Vita blush color by Nars, I'm tapping it into the skin, really putting it in place, and that bouncing motion, kind of like if I had a beauty blender in my hand, will really help bring out the color and put it in place. Now I'm going to take my nicest highlighter, the Makeup Forever one, the Pro Dimension in the color 02, which is the gold color. Oh my god, this highlight is so good! And I'm putting that on top of the highest area of my cheekbone, right above where I put the blush and bronzer, and just blending that in with the A23 brush by Anastasia. I'm also working it onto the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose to really perk up my nose because it does go a little bit below. And also putting it on the Cupid's bow. Now I'm going in with the color He Devil with the original brush that the Naked Heat palette came in with. I'm taking the tighter end of it, and I'm taking that underneath my eye and just kind of buffing it in there, making the eye look come together from the top and bottom. Now I'm going to take the color Ashes and just really put that in the outer corner. And then we're going to work on our lips using the Smashbox liquid lipstick in the color Out Loud. And it is a matte lipstick. It's really orange, and I really like the orange undertones that it's bringing out. It's bringing my look together, the eye look, the lips, the cheeks, but I really want it to be a deeper shade. So I'm going to share with you one of my top secret tricks. My tricks to make everything on your face really one color, not a monotone, but really just bring everything together. I'm going to use the color Cayenne from the Naked Heat palette and my number 16 NYX brush, and I'm actually going to fluff that color, blend it on top of the lipstick to deepen it, but more so match it with the eyes, and that way everything looks one. Now I'm just going to apply my lashes that I bought from the beauty box. It is the number 400, and just over top of the glue that's dried, I put on Stila liner. And that is the finished look of my golden orange smoked out halo eye. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day! Also, if you want, you can follow me on Instagram. I am Miss Face Sculptress, but I will link every product that I used and my other social media in the product description, or in the description bar below. Sorry, still getting used to this.